our topic soil. In the previous lesson, you talked about soil erosion, the types of soil erosion, the causes, and how to prevent and control soil erosion. Now, in this particular lesson, lesson 6 of our topic soil, we are going to discuss very important information. Now, we are going to talk about the nitrogen cycle. We know nitrogen is one of the elements that make up proteins. We know our bodies and even the plants' bodies, they require this nitrogen. Now, nitrogen makes up to 78% of the air, but it is very unreactive. It is very unreactive, so it cannot be used by plants and animal form. Now, do you know why nitrogen is unreactive? When you look at that knowledge of chemistry, we realize that nitrogen has a triple bond, and that one makes it to be very unreactive. And that's why nitrogen is not reactive in its elemental form. So what does it mean? It becomes part of the bodies of organisms in a process called a cycle, a nitrogen cycle. So we cannot use this nitrogen in our bodies when it is in its elemental form. So what happens? It has to undergo what we call fixation. We have nitrogen in the atmosphere. So in this cycle, we are going to be seeing how is that nitrogen from the atmosphere, how it is fixed into the soil and eventually used in the plants and the animals. The changing of nitrogen into more reactive forms is called nitrogen fixation, like I've told you before. Now, nitrogen fixation takes place in lightning. Do you know lightning? This one happens when it is almost raining or during that time when it is raining. And in the metabolism of nitrifying and nitrogen fixing bacteria. Now let's go to the real nitrogen cycle. But before we go to the nitrogen cycle, we have to know some facts about. Do you know that plants absorb nitrogen as ammonium salts or nitrates? Animals also obtain nitrogen they need by eating or feeding on plants or other animals that have eaten plants. At death, whenever an animal dies, leaf fall, egestion or excretion, form of urine, plants and animals are decomposed by the petrifying bacteria into ammonium compounds, then to nitrates by the nitrifying bacteria, therefore returning the nitrogen to the soil. Now, in this statement, we are looking at how nitrogen can be fixed into the soil. We realize that when an animal dies, this animal could be having out of nitrogen in its body. So what happens? It is going to decompose and eventually it is going to avail the nitrogen to the soil. We are going to discuss more about the nitrogen cycle. Now, plants absorb nitrogen in form of nitrates and ammonium salts for the manufacture or build-up of proteins they require to make a new plant parts. By the way, in nutrition, we are going to discuss the functions of nitrogen in the bodies of animals and plants. We are going to realize that this nitrogen is used in the build-up of proteins that are required to make new plant parts. Now, when soil is lacking nitrogen, what happens? Deficiency of nitrogen in plants causes small-sized plants and yellow underdeveloped leaves. You realize that the plant is going to have yellow leaves. Now, let's move to the nitrogen cycle. How is the nitrogen from the atmosphere, how is it going to be fixed into the soil and eventually taken up by the plants and the animals? Now, let's move to the next slide. This one is trying to show us what happens. How is the nitrogen from the atmosphere? How is this nitrogen going to come into the soil? Since it is a nitrogen cycle, the nitrogen from the atmosphere will come, it is going to be fixed into the soil, and eventually from the soil it is going to again be taken back to the atmosphere, and it is going to be a continuous process. Now when you look at this diagram on our slide, we have nitrogen in the air. Now through the nitrogen fixing bacteria in the root nodules of leguminous plants. When we talk about the leguminous plants, a very good example of these leguminous plants, we have the beans. Now they are taken up into the soil by those leguminous plants, by the nitrogen fixing bacteria, and eventually what will happen? The leguminous plants are going to fix that nitrogen into the soil, which is going to be obtained, which is going to be absorbed by the plants. Now these plants are going to be eaten by the animals, and once those plants are eaten by the animals, they are going to form what we call animal proteins, and this is in the bodies of the animals. Now when an animal dies, or when an animal excretes, of course when it dies it is going to decay. When it excretes, those wastes are going to decompose, and eventually they are going to form ammonium compounds in the soil. But at the same time, even plants can die. When the leaves fall off from the plant, they are also going to die, they are going to decay, they are going to decompose, and eventually they are also going to form ammonium compounds in the soil. Now those ammonium compounds are going to be converted, they are going to be converted to nitrates. They are going to be converted to nitrates by the nitrogen, by the nitrifying bacteria. Now the nitrates will further be converted to nitrates, this time nitrates with an A. I think you can look at those two words and you get a difference. The nitrates are going to be converted to nitrates by still nitrifying a bacteria. Now these nitrates can easily be absorbed. They can be easily absorbed and taken up by the plants to form plant proteins. At the same time, these nitrates can also they can also be converted into free nitrogen that will eventually join the atmosphere. So that entire process gives us the nitrogen cycle. It gives us the nitrogen cycle. If I can repeat for 1 second, 1 minute rather, nitrogen from the atmosphere is going to be brought down into the soil by lightning. And from that process, because remember I said from the start that this nitrogen is unreactive. Now that the lightning can break the triple bond in the nitrogen to make that nitrogen be available. Now of course the entire process is going to continue as you're seeing on that cycle on our diagram. Now let's move to the next cycle, and that is the carbon cycle. Now carbon cycle is also a cycle. From the atmosphere, we are going to come down this side, and then again it is going to go to the atmosphere. Now, how do plants get carbon? We know that these plants, they need this carbon for them to carry out the process of photosynthesis. So plants get carbon from the atmosphere in the air during the process of photosynthesis. We are going to discuss these details when it comes to nutrition. Now, plants use this carbon to make food like starch. Now, the starch is eaten by animals to get energy. For us, our bodies, they need starch in order for them to produce the energy which is required for the various processes in our bodies. Now, this is the summary of the carbon cycle. Now, when you look at this carbon cycle, we have carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. This carbon dioxide is saturated within the atmosphere. Now, what happens? The plants will absorb. The plants are going to take up the carbon dioxide. How? through the process called photosynthesis. For these plants to manufacture food, carbon dioxide must be present. So the plants are going to absorb the carbon dioxide through that process of photosynthesis. Now, when plants make food through the process of photosynthesis, food is going to be eaten up by the animals, and eventually the animals are going to obtain the starch like we saw in the first place. And remember, this starch is containing some carbon. Now, when the plants and animals die, of course they are going to decompose. They are going to undergo a process called decomposition. Now, once they die, they will decompose, and through this process we shall have carbonates. Then these carbonates, they are going to go into the fossil fuels. Now, the fossil fuels, these ones, through combustion, burning, they produce the carbon dioxide, which will eventually go back to the atmosphere. Then even the plants can respire. Of course, we know when it comes to breathing in and out, for the case of plants, they will breathe out carbon dioxide. But the members, don't confuse this process with the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis will require this carbon dioxide to make a food. But now when it comes to taking out the gas which is given off from respiration in these plants, it is carbon dioxide. So eventually carbon dioxide is going to be taken back to the atmosphere. And even animals can respire to give off carbon dioxide which is taken back to the atmosphere, and the cycle continues. So these cycles, they are continuous processes. They cannot stop in one day, they are always continuous. Now, this is another summary of the carbon cycle. Now, this one is more elaborative, whereby we are seeing the sun through the process of photosynthesis. Like we're going to discuss in nutrition, you see that the plants will be in position to take in the carbon dioxide. Then from there, they are going to make food. That food can be eaten by the animals, and the same food can also be used by the same plants. Then from there, the whole process is going to continue like in the previous cycle. Now let's move to how can we add carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. We have various ways of adding carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. The very first one, we have decomposition of organic matter by the bacteria and fungi. Now, during this process, we realize that carbon dioxide is produced and released into the atmosphere. When an animal dies and begins decaying, carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere. So we have here an animal which is undergoing decomposition. So you can critically look at this slide. It has different stages. We have from stage A up to stage E. Then we have another process how carbon dioxide is added to the atmosphere. We have combustion or burning. When carbon-containing fuels, e.g. petroleum, coal, natural gas, firewood, when all these are burned, dioxide is produced into the atmosphere. Formation of such fuels can take over millions of years, and of recent we saw that our country, the scientists discovered some fuels in western Uganda. Now the next one is respiration, which I talked about. Now respiration in animal and plants. This diagram is trying to compare what happens during day and what happens during night. Now here we realize that for the case of plants, during day they take in carbon dioxide, and this one is majorly for photosynthesis, just because during day we have sunlight. Then at night, we are seeing that a lot of carbon dioxide is being taken in by the plants for the process of respiration. Then during the day, we are seeing that oxygen gas is given off. Why? We have too much photosynthesis taking place during daytime. Then when it comes to night time, we are seeing a lot of carbon dioxide going out. Why? Because at night, we don't have photosynthesis taking place, and therefore carbon dioxide is produced from respiration. Now let's go to ways how we can remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Green plants remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere during the process of photosynthesis. I think we had already talked about that. Then carbon dioxide dissolves in rainwater. Some of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere dissolves in the rainwater to form carbonic acid, and this can react with the soil mineral salts to form the carbonates. I think Mr. John had already hinted on that when he was looking at chemical weathering. I think for this lesson, don't forget we have talked about how plants and animals can obtain nitrogen into their bodies and how they can obtain the carbon into their bodies. We looked at the two cycles, the nitrogen cycle and the carbon cycle. Please students, don't forget these two processes. After listening to this lesson, please try to summarize what you've understood, and eventually you're going to see change in your academics. Thank you for listening to me. We thank you, and we are waiting to see you when the schools resume. Thank you for listening.